Hello friends, Roman from Guard here. Today I want to talk about something that's been on everyone's mind lately, AI assistants. But not about AI taking over our jobs or the overall development trajectory of AI technologies. Instead, I want to focus on more practical side, how we can use AI assistants in our routine day-by-day work. Just 2 years ago, when ChatGPT 3.5 was released, hardly anyone imagined that this technology would develop so rapidly. Especially now, a lot has been done in AI to assist engineers in the IT field. It seems IT professionals decided to automate their own work first. We'll see where that leads, but there is no denying that the development has been incredibly swift. In just 2 years, we've seen remarkable progress in this area. I remember that 2 years ago, many companies prohibited the use of AI assistants. There were legal restrictions, using code scanned by AI tools in your work was a no-go. You couldn't even let AI tools analyze your code. But fast forward to today, and the situation has changed dramatically. Many companies now encourage the use of AI, saying that it helps us to work faster and better. Instead of spending days writing elementary things, we delegate that to AI assistants and focus on more engineering work. So today, I want to share with you how I, as a cloud architect and DevOps engineer, use AI assistants in various aspects of my work. Let's start with ChatGPT. I think everyone knows about it. It's probably the most famous AI assistant out there, and it's where everything started. So why do I use ChatGPT? First, it's an AI assistant with very large models that are often the first to come out. It might be generic and not deeply knowledgeable in specific niche area, but for general tasks, it's incredibly useful. I won't spend too much time on ChatGPT itself, but I want to highlight some recent and very interesting updates. First, ChatGPT 4.0 is now the baseline model, replacing 3.5 and 4. It's a foundational model that can be useful for any task, as they say. But what's really exciting is that recently ChatGPT released ChatGPT Search. This is a game changer because the model can now access the internet. Previously, it was limited to the knowledge it had up to the time of its training, supplemented with occasional updates. Now, it can fetch real-time information from the web. Let me give you an example. You can ask, what's the exchange rate of the Ukrainian hryvnia to the euro today? And ChatGPT will search the internet and provide you with up-to-date information. It can even calculate taxes, taking into account the latest rates and regulations. What's more, you can see the sources it uses, allowing you to verify the information. This feature transforms ChatGPT into a potential alternative to Google for many professional queries. Another interesting feature is ChatGPT with Canvas, which offers a more visual and interactive way to collaborate with the AI. It allows you to create and manipulate diagrams, flowcharts, and other visual elements directly within the chat interface. This is especially useful for brainstorming, project planning, and conceptualizing complex ideas in a more intuitive way. As for me, I use ChatGPT for general tasks, brainstorming, weekly questions, and now with ChatGPT Search and Canvas, it's becoming an even more versatile tool for professional tasks. It's like an assistant for all occasions. Now I want to show you a more specific, more professional AI assistant that I use, Claude. I really like Claude. It's a very structured and convenient. One of the coolest features is the ability to organize files into projects. This helps a lot with certain tasks. For example, I might need to create a new Helm chart. I have an application that's been in development or running another machine, and I want to create a Helm chart to deploy this application in Kubernetes, making it a universal deployment for all environments. With a Claude, I can create a project called Helm chart creation and provide it with a context, best practices, references, and so on. Claude has a feature called Project Knowledge, where you can add files or snippets that it needs to keep in mind. For instance, I can give it reference from Bitnami's Helm charts, which have a large repository. Suppose I have a Docker Compose file that developers are using and I want to turn it into a Helm chart. I can feed the Docker Compose file into Claude along with Helm chart references and ask it to scaffold the Helm chart for me. Claude generates the necessary YAML files, and while sometimes it might need a bit of guidance or tweaking, it generally produces a structured and well-organized output. This really saves a tremendous amount of time. In a recent project, we had to create Helm charts for a large number of services, a task that previously took a team of 2 to 4 people several months can now be done by one person in a few weeks, mainly because of the time saved in writing and structuring the code. The only limitation I found with Claude is that you cannot know more than 5 files in one request, but overall, it's a powerful tool that writes better code and understands the context of your project. Next up is Copilot for VS Code. I started using it back when it was just GitHub Copilot, even before OpenAI was released. Recently, a new version was released with some significant changes. First, Copilot now opens on the right side of the VS Code window, which is a slight adjustment. But what's really exciting is that it can now use not only OpenAI's models, but also Claude's AI. It also integrates with Azure, allowing you to work within your cloud context. Copilot can work with your project and workspace, understanding the structure and indexing your files. For example, I can ask it to create a Terraform project for Azure with a Terraform Cloud backend, and it will generate the necessary files and code. It helps speed up code writing, create new projects, work with cloud services, and even quickly troubleshoot errors. One feature I particularly like in this is the explain option. If I don't understand a piece of code, I can ask Copilot to explain it to me, saving me the time of searching online or trying to figure it out on my own. Finally, I want to delve a bit deeper into a tool called VZero from Vercel. I don't use it as often as other tools, but I'm genuinely impressed with what it can do, and I think it deserves more attention. VZero is an AI-powered tool that helps create UI forms and interfaces quickly and efficiently. It's especially useful for someone like me who isn't a front-end developer. Whether I need to communicate ideas to UI development team or I need to visualize concepts for stakeholders, VZero makes the process much smoother. Suppose I need to create a simple page to display infrastructure audit results. I can start by giving VZero a brief description of what I want. For example, I want to create a page that displays the results of an infrastructure audit. Even with minimal input, VZero can generate a functional and visually appealing UI. But what's truly impressive is how it handles context and style. I can provide it with screenshots or references from existing websites to guide its design choices. For instance, I might upload screenshots from our company's website so that the generated UI aligns with our branding and design language. VZero then uses these references to create a UI that not only meets functional requirements, but also matches aesthetics of our existing platform. It can pull in styles, color schemas, and even layout structures to ensure consistency. The tool generates code that you can edit in real time. If you want to tweak something, say remove unnecessary menus or adjust the focus, you can instruct VZero to make those changes and it will update the UI accordingly. For me, there are two main scenarios where VZero shines. First is prototyping. When I have an idea and need to create a prototype quickly, VZero allows me to visualize it without getting bogged down in front-end code. This prototype can then be handed to the professional developers for further refinement. And second is creating simple forms. Sometimes I need a straightforward form for a specific task, like automating a workflow or collecting user input for a DevOps process. VZero lets me create these forms without having to dive into the complexities of front-end development. What's more, VZero is built on Vercel platform, which means that generated code is optimized for modern web development practices. It integrates well with React and Next.js, making it easier to incorporate into existing projects. By leveraging AI, VZero reduces the time and effort required to go from concept to functional UI. To sum it all up, in Guard, we actively use AI tools like ChatGPT, Claude, Copilot, and VZero. Together, these tools cost around $70 per month, but they save me an enormous amount of time. And sometimes add a bit of fun to the workday, like when I want to have a bit of banter with ChatGPT or generate some web interfaces with VZero. My opinion is that, whether we like it or not, we can't escape AI anymore. We will have to use these tools in our work. The key is to learn how to work with them correctly, understanding where they can help, where they might mislead, and how to apply their results effectively in practice. Not just copy-pasting code and calling it a day, but truly integrating them into our workflows. Those who understand how to use AI tools optimally will work faster, be more valuable, and will always have work. So we live in this world and we can't get away from it. Embrace AI tools, they are already a part of our reality today. Thank you all for watching. Write in the comments about your favorite AI tools and use cases. And I'll see you at our next meeting.